Hey guys, today we continue our study of quadratic equations slash functions. If you look right here at the top of this note section, it says we're going to be able to find the axis of symmetry. We're going to find the vertex. We're going to find the y-intercepts by setting x to 0, and we're going to plot a few other points along the graph. Now here's the trick. There's no graph. Like, we're going to have to actually graph this. Now, up until this point, we were mostly looking at a graph and reading it and determining these things. Now you're creating the graph. So it's really important that you pay attention to what we're going to be doing today. And definitely, you're going to need to use that formula for the axis of symmetry. So first, let's look at our equations. The very first equation says x squared minus 6x plus 9. I'm going to just go ahead and write that a here is 1, b is a negative 6, and c is 9. Okay, so now because I want to say, is this going to be concave up or concave down? Well, if a is positive, then it's going to be up. So this is going to, when we're done, it's going to look like this. So just keep that in mind. We want it to look like that when we're done. The axis of symmetry, I'm going to write the formula down, substitute, and then solve. Negative b over 2a. Don't be the kid that forgets the negative. So it's negative 6 over 2 times 1, which is a positive 6 over 2, which is a 3. So my axis of symmetry is 3. So that means that you don't have to write this 1, 2, 3. That means this is where the line, this is the axis of symmetry right here. All right, let's move on because I need to find the vertex. So to find the vertex, I take that x value I just found, I put it back into the equation. So the vertex would be, I'm looking for the y, there's y equals what? 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 9. That is the original equation, substituting in 3 for x. Y equals 9 minus 18 plus 9. So y equals 0. So my vertex, the minimum point on this, is going to be 3, 0. So I can write that 1, 2, 3, 0. It's right there. There's my vertex. We already know it's going to be looking upward like that. So to find the y-intercept, I'm going to make x be 0. So back to y equals 3, y equals 0 squared minus 6 times 0 plus 9, y equals 9. So I know that this is going to cross this y-axis at the 9. Okay? Now, I'm just going to make up some other points, 1, 2, 4, and 5. I'm going to, if I substitute these points into the original equation, just like I substituted in the 3 and I substituted in the 0, I would end up with a 4, a 1, a 1, and a 4. So let's go ahead and graph these points. So 1, 4 would be here. 2, 1, 1, 2 would be right here. 1, 4, 1 would be here. And then 5, 4 would be here. Now you can notice that these points are becoming mirror images of each other. In fact, without even substituting, if 9 is right here, then that's 1, 2, 3 over. I could count 1, 2, 3 over and have that be my other point. We'll put arrows on the end because unless there's some sort of restriction or a word problem that tells us to do otherwise, we're just going to assume that it goes on and on forever. So my domain My domain is going to be all real numbers. And my y, now remember, here's my y on my vertex. My y is 0. It's everything, whoops, it's everything greater than that. So y is greater than equal to 0. Let's try again. Next one. So on this one, A is a -1, B is a 2, C is a 4. So I'm looking at the A. A is negative. A is a negative. So that means it's going to be down. It's going to look like this when we're finished. I'm going to use the axis of symmetry to get myself started with this. Axis of symmetry, remember, is the line that's going to divide this whole thing up. So -2 over 2 times a -1 is a -2 over a -2, which is a +1. So x equals 1. So we know that there's going to be, it's going to be right here is the line of symmetry. All right, moving on. I'm going to now find the vertex. I'm going to take the 1 and put it back into the original equation. So I have y equals -1 squared plus 2 times 1 plus 4 equals -1 squared is, now remember, the negative is not in the parentheses. So it's 1 squared is 1 squared, negative. So it ends up being a +1 because it's -1 squared plus 2 plus 4. Whoops, I'm sorry. -1. Darn it. I was right the first time. -1 squared. So this is going to be a -1 plus 2. Okay, let's keep going. Y equals 5. So we end up with 1, 5 is my vertex. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. Made it really big so you can hopefully see that. Remember, it's going to end up going down. I'm going to go ahead and figure out the y-intercept by making x be 0. So y equals -0 squared plus 2 times 0 plus 4. So y equals 4, meaning the y-intercept is 4. So I'm going to put a point there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I'm going to make up some points. Now, as you make up, when you get to this part where you're creating other ordered pairs, you will figure out a rhyme and reason to which points. You can pick any point you want for x, but you want to pick something that's going to work and fit. If you pick a million, it's not going to do you a whole lot of good for your graph. So let's go ahead and graph these points. -2, -4. So we have -2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have -1, +1. We have 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a mirror image to that. And 1, 2, 3, 1. There's a mirror image to that. And I could 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I could definitely do a mirror image to that, even though I didn't substitute in. I can figure out those mirror images. Okay, pretty easy to go. Okay, again, all real numbers for domain, always. Unless there's something else we don't know, some restriction or something, we just can assume that the domain is all real numbers. The range is going to be less because remember it's concave down. The y was 5, so y is less than equal to 5. Bam, done. Good luck. Ask questions if you need help, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.